everybody. We're the Bayou Boys. I'm Boudreaux. And I'm Thibodeau. And there's three things that we love doing. Eating boudin, eating crawfish, and watching WGS-TV.
You have warped your way into another episode of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I am the WrestleGamer Double B Billy Mujo, and this is going to be the Thursday Night Smackdown review for the week of February 12th, 2015. And joining me on the Smackdown review this week, ladies and gentlemen, he is the incomparable Lance Moss from YouTube.com/LanceMossTV. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This is Friday, so hey, let's have some fun.
Well, we're going to talk about SmackDown, and what SmackDown really consisted of 75%-wise is the tag team Turmoil match, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Let's talk about the first three opening matches. First off, we have Bray Wyatt and R-Truth, and why, for the love of God, did this match have a hashtag Truth versus Wyatt? I'll never know. And it really wasn't that exciting of a match either. Anyway, it was just basically Wyatt hitting the sister Abigail on R-Truth to pick up the win. R-Truth has really fallen far from grace ever since leaving TNA, wouldn't you say, Lance?
Yeah, but then again, we know there's racial.
Yeah, his gimmick. I don't think it's racial. I think his gimmick has never really gelled in WWE.
Yeah, because let's face it, R-Truth and Run the Truth Killings, same damn character from TNA to WWE. Hell, even when it was K-Quick when he started this gimmick in WWE.
Yeah, but apparently his gimmick was more over in TNA than it is in WWE. Why? You know, maybe it's because of it's a smaller audience. Maybe it's hard to really say why R-Truth's gimmick isn't selling. The little Jimmy thing was actually gone over.
I got hotter than a $2 suit.
So why WWE decided to pull the plug on that gimmick, I have no idea. But anyway, up next we would have Paige and Summer Rae. Was this really something to talk about? Not really. The Bellas on commentary, did they really add anything to the match? Not really.
Yeah.
Well, they were there basically for eye candy, and that's pretty much what they're good at. Yeah, they're basically there to help you tug your toner. That's all I'm going to tell you about that.
That's what she said.
Paige would lock on the PTO on Summer Rae to pick up the win. We would have Adam Rose and Fandango. Why, for the love of God, for this? No.
I will tell you, because the rest of the roster's over in Saudi Arabia or Dubai.
Oh, yeah. But a couple of things to look at for this match. For one thing, it basically looked like they're killing off the Exotic Express gimmick. And to me, that's probably a good thing because it, just kind of like with the R-Truth gimmick right now, the Adam Rose's Exotic Express gimmick really, really wasn't going over. Maybe it was over on the NXT crowd. I never really got to see Adam Rose during his NXT days, so I really can't tell, how well the gimmick was over. But, come to the main roster, it's a different story.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of getting the fact, he doesn't do the trust fall anymore. He's starting to lose on a consistent basis, and he's taking it out on the Exotic Express. So it's only a matter of time before we'll just see Adam Rose, period, and no more Exotic Express. Fandango would hit the last dance, the top rope guillotine leg drop on Adam Rose to pick up the win. And now we're going to go to the tag team Turmoil match. This was basically a series of 6 matches, all of them featuring Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Now, the first one, needless to say, Lance, it went rather quickly with Reigns and Bryan picking up the win over Miz and Damien. Mizdow just basically consisted of Roman Reigns just trying to trade back and forth, hey, I'm going to one-up you here, and then it landed finally with Daniel Bryan hitting a running knee on Miz to pick up the win. A fairly quick match, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but... Yeah.
Up next, it would be the Usos, and this one would be, I want to say, probably about 25 minutes about that, because it lasted a good while, and to me, it was a good match. It really worked well. We saw an aggressive side to Daniel Bryan when he was going after the Usos, and of course they're playing up the storyline. Well, I'm pretty sure that it's probably real too that Reigns and the Usos are cousins.
Yes.
And they were playing up that fact, and they were having Roman Reigns play up to that fact, up until the point where one of the Usos shoved Roman Reigns, and then he Superman punches him right in the face.
That's some family loving right there.
Bryan would lock on the yes lock on Jimmy Uso. Uso would attempt the Samoan splash up top, and Bryan would counter it with the double knees to the midsection, which followed up with the yes lock. And Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan picked up the win. The third match, again, the next two matches were very, very quick, in my opinion. It was Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan against Los Matadores.
Hey!
Bryan would lock on the yes lock on, I think it was Fernando. It's hard to tell these two guys apart with the mask on.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan would pick up the win. Up next is Lance's favorite tag team of all time, Slater Gator, baby.
One, I'm the one-man band, not Heath Slater. And two, I got a better haircut.
Yeah, I was noticing that. Like, Slater got a haircut?
A bad one, too.
Yeah.
And it's just like I told James. How do you spell jobber?
Slater.
No, Titus.
Oh, yeah. Well, that, too. Reigns would hit the spear on Slater, and Reigns and Daniel Bryan would win that one. The Ascension would be up next, but this matchup never really got underway. It just consisted of the Ascension just beating down Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan up to the point where the referee just decided to disqualify the Ascension, and Roman Reigns would and Daniel Bryan would advance. And now the final match. Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan taking on the Big Show and Kane. And one thing that we discussed a little bit, because the news kind of broke to us from the Studley man Ashley, so we kind of knew what to expect. But let's just break it down from what we saw from this angle. Okay, guys? It was Big Show and Kane apparently were having issues with each other. You know, Kane was having issues with them. Big Show not really, trying to finish off Daniel Bryan. Big Show wanted to have fun with Daniel Bryan, and then you start getting in each other's faces, which ultimately led to Big Show hitting the KO punch on Kane. And a lot of people are calling that face turn for the Big Show. Lance, I don't know about you, but from my perspective, I really don't think that's a face turn. I think it's just basically two heels that had enough of each other, and and Big Show just hit him out of frustration.
Yeah, and also if you think back in the history of these two, every time they tag together, this crap always happens. They might have a good little short run of where they can work together, but it'll never last like months, 6 weeks, something. They always end up fighting.
Yep. Roman Reigns would end up spearing the Big Show, and Daniel Bryan would end up hitting the running knee on Show to finally pick up the win, and they end off the show like that, with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan coming out on top in the tag team Turmoil match. And like I said, guys, a lot of people would say that this was a face turn for the Big Show. I'd say maybe it could be the premise of it, the precipice on it again, because even though Big Show just turned heel back in November at Survivor Series, calling this a face turn this soon, I don't know. It would kind of be like Madonna's sexuality. One time she's lesbian, one time she's straight, the other time she's lesbian. Who knows? Maybe Ann Hesh can tell us. Anyway, guys and gals, time to go on our overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment, as I'm pretty sure Lance is just going, ugh, right now from what I just said on Thursday Night Smackdown.
What's your tug toner up, Billy?
I think my tug toner's been locked away. Anyway.
Ow.
Yes. Smackdown this week, especially with a lot of superstars over in Abu Dhabi, I think that's where they're at right now, doing a lot of live events over there. For this week's SmackDown, it was okay. I'm not saying it was spectacular or NXT worthy, and that's pretty much what you're gonna hear a lot. We hear a lot of comparisons to the way NXT is because NXT is a damn good brand. Overall, best match of the night, and you know what? I'm gonna give it to the second match in the tag team Turmoil match with Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and the Usos. They worked a damn good match, and and it lasted for a good while, about 20-25 minutes at best, and it really got the fans almost emotionally invested into it. They wanted to see what the outcome would be, and then of course we would lead to the other three quick finishes, and then the final match with Big Show and Kane. But I still say the best match out of those ones was Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan taking on the Usos. Worst segment of the night was Howling Bellas on commentary because they contributed absolutely nothing to either the Nikki Bella's match at Fastlane with Paige or the match that Paige was having with Summer Rae. It was just, again, you can be. There's a difference between divas that can be eye candy and can't talk, or can talk but not eye candy, which apparently, from what I've heard, that some of the people, including Vince McMahon, are kind of coining Charlotte as part of that. And I'm like, okay, McMahon, are you blind? Charlotte is definitely a 10 in my book. But then again, that's just a matter of personal opinion. And there are divas who can actually have the look and talk, and pretty much all the NXT divas have that ability. They have the look and they can talk. The Bellas don't have the ability to talk. They just have the look, and apparently that's all Vince McMahon's been looking for. But to me, that's not right. It's not right, and it's something I've said time in and time out. Having good in-ring female talent cannot hurt your product. It can help it. Smackdown this week, it's going to get a 3 out of 5. Lance, what about you? Your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Thursday Night Smackdown this week.
Well, overall, from what I saw now, I'll give it a, like you said, 3 out of 5. Best match, I gotta agree with you on the best match being the Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus the Usos. But, an honorable mention, because I think they're trying to start to help the Ascension now, but how the Ascension got disqualified, yes, they lost, but it's starting to make them look stronger.
Yes, they are.
Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns lane, that's going to start to improve you. But the best segment to me, best part that's not wrestling, I was on Twitter last night, and, well, seeing King's tweets during Raw is freaking hilarious.
What did he tweet?
Just random crap. Like,
Jerry King Lawler is still funny on commentary, so I don't know why they moved him to SmackDown, but he's still good on commentary.
He's like, during break, signing with his girlfriend, making up Valentine's during breaks, or just random crap.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I gotta say, Lawler, I miss him on Monday Night Raw. It's just not Monday Night Raw without Jerry the King Lawler on there. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not saying Booker T and JBL are doing a bad job, but Jerry King Lawler's been on Monday Night Raw for years and years as one of the voices on there, and it's just really not the same without him on there. But anyway, guys and gals, what we want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Thursday Night SmackDown this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Thursday Night SmackDown this week? We definitely want to know what you guys out there have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck bowling cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants, some random crap. And I also have the controversy and scandals from Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Just search Lance Moss TV. It'll be Lance_Moss, and that'll be me.
And then somebody was trying to get Lance's attention, possibly on Facebook, because they heard that Facebook message notification. Fans, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe, if you haven't already, to youtube.com/WrestleGamer. So for the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, I'm the WrestleGamer, Don't be Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching. Wow.
Looks like he's going after the briefcase.
That's what it looks like. And Eli said partnership's over.